Hello friends, it's Terry Wilson and I'm excited to be presenting for ScrapbookPal today as a design team member. They asked me to document the Copic Swatch cards, so I'm going to walk you through how I colored them and then use them to make a color selection later in the video. So this is how they come packaged. So I'm looking at the back of the package here and it actually shows you how to do the coloring. So again, it's one swipe on all three of the boxes, another swipe on the right two, and then a final one on the third box. And that shows you the depth of color that you can achieve with the markers. So again, they're printed on really nice white cardstock. And again, they're all organized by color name. And then you've got each marker number along with the name, so it's easy to figure out, where the colors are, etc. So the first thing I did, I'm going to do my red. So I pulled out all of my R markers and I've got them all sitting there at the right hand side. Now I do not have a complete collection. And so it was good for me because this helped me do kind of an inventory and see what I had. So you can see here, I'm using the chisel edge, and that's because I wanted a true single swipe, double swipe, triple swipe color. If I'd have used my brush tip, I would have had to color it in. So again, I'm just doing one complete swipe on all three and then coloring in the second two boxes. So again, using that chisel edge, I think was the way to go. So again, I'm coloring, pulling each marker up and doing the boxes and then setting them aside. So it's interesting. I wasn't sure why there was a circle and a square on the swatch cards, but I discovered when I looked at the back of the packaging that that's how they identify whether a Ciao marker is available. The Ciaos do not have as many colors, so again, they wanted to make that notation on the cards. And so again, one is for the Ciaos and one is for the squares. Or for the sketch marker, I'm sorry. So you might be wondering why I'm cutting the boxes out here. I accidentally colored the wrong boxes for one of the deeper red colors, and I didn't want my swatch card to be incorrect. So I ended up just trimming those two squares out, and then I'll place some white cardstock there on the back of it. I'm using my Tombow Mono runner adhesive runner. And I'll go ahead and put a piece of white cardstock there on the back and then tape the little boxes in their correct placement so that, again, my swatch card would be accurate. So again, if you make a mistake, there's always a way to fix it. So again, I'm just continuing on here. And as I said, I do not have a complete set of the Copic markers. I tend to be a cool color girl, so I buy what I like. So I do have more of the blues and the purples. But I'll just continue on here. And this helps me identify where where I need to buy markers. It also helped me identify my markers that were dry or in need of re-inking. So again, ScrapbookPal carries a really great selection of both the markers and the refills. So I will be looking to order some of those here with my next order. So again, here's all the cards. You can see here, I wasn't going to have you watch me color them all, but there's all the cards, and you can see obviously I've got some blanks. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm kind of pulling out each color so that you can see how helpful this would be. And you can see the three different colors. If you look, it kind of shows you how deep you can get your colors by just coloring over. So again, there's that nice little container. So what I'm doing now is I'm kind of thinking about what color I want to use. I'm going to be working on on a floral card. So I'm kind of looking through here, trying to decide what color I'm going to use. So again, I'm going to use that peach and the brown, and then I chose a green, and I'm actually using this stunning Sakura. This is an Altenew stamp set, and then it has a matching die, and so I ended up just black embossing it and then made my color selection. And I'm going to use just one marker of each color. I'm not going to pull a darker color to do the shadows or anything like that. So again, I'm going to lay my my images out here, and I'm using my R32, which is kind of a peachy color. So again, I'll color all the complete background here, just kind of filling in each one of the flower petals. So I'm just kind of doing a single layer here. And then to add that depth, I went back. You can see here I'm adding more ink. And you can do that a couple of extra times to provide the depth for the petals without having to grab a different color marker. Again, I was just trying to show that you can just use the one marker, and it works very, very well. So again, I colored my brown in. I used the E99, and now I've pulled the yellow green 17, and I'm just going to color the leaves here. Just a lot of fun here, just, you know, coloring in. I really enjoy coloring and just really enjoy making cards and sharing them. I give most of my cards away. It's just fun to give them to friends and family and other folks that I know. So again, I've got the first layer on that green, and then you can see here I'm going back and adding, catching some of the veins, some of the parts closest to the blooms, to kind of add that depth. So again, a single color, you can do add lots of texture and dimension. So the next thing I did was I grabbed the die that obviously cuts out all of the flowers. I added a piece of tape, and here I just cut it out. I ended up taping or gluing 2 additional die cuts onto the back because I wanted it to, you know, kind of have some dimension on the card. And so for the background, I ended up using the Halftone circle, and this is, you know, an Altenew stencil. And again, I'm trying to color just where the flower blooms are going to be. So again, just kind of covering the background of a white A2 card panel. So you can see here I'm kind of checking it, and I'm using one of my Altenew mini blending brushes along with abandoned coral distress ink, which I think matched it very, very well. So again, just getting this done. The last thing I did was I added a sentiment and some bling, and then I was done with the card. So again, here is my final card. You know, again, and the swatch cards are all there in the back, and this was very helpful. Thanks for watching.